This time, both Voss and Tristan looked equally shocked. Me, Tristan managed. I'm just a maintenance technician. I don't know the first thing about being a liaison. Precisely, Queen Lyridia replied, that almost smile growing. You entered my sanctum without preparation, spoke without calculation, and in doing so revealed more about humanity than months of formal diplomacy. You will continue to serve this function. Ambassador Voss looked like he was trying to process the implications. This is unprecedented, Your Radiance. But if this is your wish, we will arrange for Technician Hayes to receive the appropriate diplomatic training and— No, Lyridia interrupted firmly. He will receive no such training. His value lies in his unfiltered perspective. Her gaze returned to Tristan. You will continue your maintenance duties, but you will also attend council sessions and share your observations directly with me. Tristan blinked. So, you want me to fix things and just be myself? Indeed, the Queen confirmed. Sometimes the universe requires unexpected solutions, like finding diplomatic breakthroughs while searching for waste reclamation facilities. As the formal proceedings concluded and the delegates began to disperse, Ambassador Voss pulled Tristan aside, his expression a complex mixture of amazement and concern. Do you have any idea what just happened? Voss whispered. You've just been appointed to a position that doesn't even exist in our diplomatic framework. I think I've been promoted to professional human, Tristan replied, still trying to process it himself. This could be revolutionary for Earth-Nexian relations, Voss said. Or it could be a diplomatic disaster. Try not to cause an interstellar incident, would you? I'll do my best, Tristan promised, but considering how I got this position in the first place. Before they could leave the sanctum, Queen Lyridia approached them, moving with the fluid grace that made it seem as if she were floating rather than walking. Tristan Hayes, she said, her voice lower than during the formal proceedings. Tomorrow you will join me in the Nexus Observatory. There is much of our world I wish to show you. I'd be honored, Your Majesty. As she turned to leave, she added, and do not concern yourself with finding the correct path. Sometimes the most valuable discoveries come from taking wrong turns. Watching her go, Tristan couldn't help but smile. 6 months ago, he'd signed up for a technical exchange program, hopping to see a bit of the universe while fixing environmental systems on an alien station. Now he was somehow a special liaison to the most powerful being in the Nexian conclave. All because he'd gotten lost looking for a bathroom. The universe, it seemed, had a sense of humor after all. And perhaps just as Queen Lyridia had suggested, that unpredictability, that wonderful, terrifying human talent for stumbling into greatness, was exactly what the ordered perfection of the Nexian conclave needed. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new mistakes, and new discoveries. For now, though, Tristan was just grateful he'd finally found that bathroom yesterday. They sat in silence for a moment, the quantum tension of the situation gradually easing. The guards remained statue still, but the atmosphere in the room had shifted from potential execution to something closer to curious observation. Why are humans here, Tristan Hayes? Lyridia asked suddenly. Not you specifically, your species. What do you truly seek in the cosmos? The question caught him off guard. He was a technician, not a philosopher or diplomat, but something about the Queen's direct gaze made him consider his answer carefully. Honestly, we're looking for connection, he said. We spent centuries wondering if we were alone in the universe. Now we know we're not, and we're desperate to understand our place in it all. We want to belong. Lyridia studied him, the stars in her eyes seeming to pulse. A simple answer, yet profound in its way. Most profound truths are simple, Tristan replied, surprising himself with the observation. It's the complications we add that make things messy. Indeed, the Queen set down her empty container. Your honesty is refreshing. Those who typically enter my presence come with layers of preparation, political agendas, rehearsed words. I just came looking for a bathroom, Tristan reminded her. This time her smile was unmistakable. And in doing so, you have achieved what your ambassadors have failed to for months, my undivided attention. She rose gracefully. Return tomorrow, Tristan Hayes. We shall continue our discussion. But the waste reclamation facility you seek is through the second archway to your left upon exiting. Her eyes twinkled with actual starlight. And do complete your repairs on the gravity stabilizer. I would hate for our future conversations to be conducted while floating uncontrollably. As Tristan was escorted from the sanctum by 2 of the guards, he couldn't shake the feeling that his diplomatic blunder might have accomplished more for human-Nexian relations than months of official negotiations. And he really needed to find that bathroom. The diplomatic dilemma. Tristan's return to Queen Lyridia's sanctum the following day caused considerably more commotion than his accidental first visit. This time, he was escorted by a contingent of both Nexian and human guards, the latter looking far more concerned than their alien counterparts. "You understand that this is highly irregular," Ambassador Naren Voss whispered as they approached the ornate archway. The Earth diplomat's usually immaculate appearance was marred by worry lines and a hastily straightened tie. 3 months of formal requests for an audience, and she grants one to a maintenance technician who got lost looking for a bathroom. "Sorry, sir," Tristan replied, though he wasn't entirely sure what he was apologizing for. "If it helps, I did fix that gravity stabilizer afterward." Voss shot him a look that suggested gravitational stability was the least of his concerns. "Just, don't mention the peanut butter thing again. Our xenobiologists nearly had collective heart attacks when that showed up in the official transcript." The doors to the sanctum parted, revealing the vast chamber Tristan had stumbled into yesterday. This time, however, it wasn't just Queen Lyridia waiting for them. A full complement of Nexian officials stood arranged in concentric circles around her platform, their attire marking them as members of various governmental departments. "The human returns," announced a tall Nexian with silver skin and a military bearing so rigid it made Voss look relaxed by comparison. "As commanded." Queen Lyridia's star-filled eyes found Tristan immediately. "Tristan Hayes, you have brought companions." "More like they brought me your majesty," he admitted. "This is Ambassador Naren Voss, Earth's official representative." Voss stepped forward and executed a perfect formal bow, exactly as prescribed in the diplomatic protocols. "Your Radiance, the Earth delegation is honored by this opportunity to—" "Yes," Lyridia interrupted, her attention already returning to Tristan. "You have repaired the gravitational anomaly." "I have," Tristan confirmed, acutely aware of the stares from both delegations. "All systems functioning normally now." "Excellent, consistent gravity will be important for today's discussions." She gestured to the silver-skinned military officer. "High Commander Zeltorin has expressed concerns about Earth's presence in the conclave. He believes your species is too unpredictable." Zeltorin's eyes narrowed. "With respect, your Radiance, the human delegation has requested access to technologies that could destabilize the entire sector if misused. Their species has a documented history of turning beneficial innovations toward destructive ends." Ambassador Voss straightened his shoulders. "Commander, I assure you Earth's intentions are entirely peaceful. We seek only to benefit from Nexian advancements while contributing little in return," Zeltorin finished for him. "The risk assessment models are clear." Tristan felt the diplomatic tension thickening in the air. This was far beyond his pay grade or expertise. He was supposed to be fixing environmental systems, not navigating interstellar politics. Yet Queen Lyridia was looking at him expectantly, as if waiting for his response. "Permission to speak candidly, your majesty?" Tristan asked, ignoring Ambassador Voss's subtle head shake. "Granted," Lyridia replied, the lights in her headdress pulsing with apparent interest. "High Commander Zeltorin isn't wrong about humans being unpredictable," Tristan began, choosing his words carefully. "We're messy, inconsistent. Sometimes we even scare ourselves with what we're capable of, both good and bad." Zeltorin's posture seemed to radiate vindication. "But that unpredictability is also our greatest strength," Tristan continued. "We approach problems from angles others might not consider. We find solutions in unexpected places." He gestured to the room around them. "I mean, I'm standing here talking to you all because I got lost looking for a bathroom. If that's not a perfect metaphor for humanity stumbling into greatness, I don't know what is." A ripple of what might have been laughter moved through several of the Nexian officials. Even Zeltorin's rigid posture softened fractionally. "The commander's risk assessment models aren't wrong," Tristan acknowledged. "But they're incomplete. They can't account for the benefits of collaboration that haven't been imagined yet, for the innovations that could emerge when different perspectives collide." Queen Lyridia's almost smile appeared. "You speak without diplomatic training, yet your words contain wisdom, Tristan Hayes." "I just fix things, your majesty. And sometimes the best way to fix something is to approach it from an angle nobody expected." Ambassador Voss cleared his throat. While Technician Hayes puts it colorfully, his sentiment aligns with Earth's official position. "We believe that together our civilizations can achieve far more than either could alone." Queen Lyridia rose from her platform, causing a collective intake of breath from both delegations. It was apparently rare for her to stand during audiences. "I have made my decision," she announced, her voice resonating through the chamber. Earth will be granted provisional technological exchange status within the conclave, with full review after one planetary cycle. Zeltorin stepped forward. Your radiance, the security implications. Will be managed, Commander, her star-filled eyes fixed on him. Adaptation is necessary for survival. Even the most perfect system must evolve or it calcifies. The commander bowed deeply, as you command. Lyridia turned back to Tristan and Ambassador Voss. In return, Earth will provide the conclave with regular cultural exchanges. Not merely your scientific knowledge, but your art, your music, your unexpected perspectives. Voss looked like he might faint from relief. This is more than generous, your radiance. Earth will be honored to share our cultural heritage. Additionally, the Queen continued, I require Tristan Hayes to remain as a special liaison between our peoples. Entering the alien monarch's private room was a mistake, or was it? Sci-Fi tale. The accidental ambassador. Tristan Hayes had three problems: a broken gravity stabilizer, a malfunctioning access card, and a pressing need to find a bathroom. None of these issues were particularly life-threatening on their own, but combined on the colossal Nexus station, they had potential to cause an interstellar incident. Just find the maintenance shaft, fix the stabilizer, then find the nearest facilities, he muttered to himself, navigating the pearlescent corridors of the alien station. 6 months into his assignment as part of Earth's technical exchange program, and he still got lost in the labyrinthine passages where most signs were written in languages his translator implant struggled to decipher. The walls of the Nexus pulsed with soft bioluminescence, shifting from azure to lavender as he passed, beautiful but utterly unhelpful for navigation. Tristan checked his handheld scanner again, squinting at the three-dimensional map. According to the device, he should turn left at the next junction to reach the maintenance shaft. He followed the scanner's guidance, turning left at an ornate archway that seemed to shimmer with an inner light. The moment he stepped through, the ambient hum of the station fell away, replaced by a silence so profound it made his ears ring. That's not right, Tristan whispered, his voice sounding unnaturally loud in the quiet. He looked up from his scanner to find himself in a vast chamber unlike anything he'd seen before on the station. The ceiling soared at least 30 meters overhead, with floating crystalline structures that captured and refracted light like suspended diamonds. The floor beneath his boots was a mosaic of what appeared to be living metal, shifting patterns rippling outward from where he stood. And directly ahead, seated on an elevated platform of the same living metal, was a figure that made Tristan's blood run cold. Queen Lyridia of the Nexian Conclave stared at him with eyes the color of distant nebulae, her expression unreadable. Her skin was the pale blue of Earth's Arctic ice, with faint patterns like circuitry beneath the surface. The elaborate headdress she wore seemed to defy gravity, with delicate metal filaments supporting crystalline structures that framed her elongated face. 8 guards stood around her in perfect formation, their armor gleaming with the same living metal quality as the floor. Each one held a weapon that looked like a cross between a spear and something that might cause atoms to reconsider their existence. Tristan froze, his mind racing through the cultural sensitivity training he'd received before deployment. Should he bow, kneel, run screaming? The training had never covered accidentally wandering into what was clearly the private chambers of the most powerful being in this sector of space. I am so sorry, he managed to say, his voice cracking. Wrong turn, completely my fault, He gestured vaguely behind him. The guards didn't move, but something in their posture suggested they were calculating the most efficient way to atomize him. Then, to his astonishment, Queen Lyridia raised one 6-fingered hand. Stay, she said, her voice like crystal bells in a gentle breeze. You are human. It wasn't a question, but Tristan nodded anyway. Yes, Your Majesty, Tristan Hayes, maintenance technician with the Earth delegation. Approach, she commanded. The guards parted silently, creating a path to the Queen's platform. Tristan swallowed hard, shooting one last longing glance at the door behind him before moving forward on legs that threatened to buckle at any moment. As he drew closer, he noticed details he hadn't seen from a distance. The Queen's headdress wasn't merely decorative, it was technological with tiny lights pulsing in complex patterns. Her eyes weren't just purple, they contained what looked like stars, actual points of light that shifted as she studied him. You're the first human to enter my sanctum, Lyridia said, her head tilting slightly. And you did so by accident. Completely by accident, Tristan confirmed, desperately hoping that accidental trespassing was viewed more leniently than intentional trespassing in Nexian culture. I was looking for access point G27 to repair a gravity stabilizer, and then, well, I was also looking for a bathroom. A ripple passed through the guards, a subtle movement that suggested either surprise or disgust. Tristan couldn't tell which would be worse. Queen Lyridia's expression remained unchanged, but the lights in her headdress flickered in a new pattern. You sought a waste reclamation facility and instead found the heart of Nexian governance. That pretty much sums it up, yes. To his shock, the queen's lips curved upward slightly. Not quite a smile by human standards, but definitely an expression of amusement. Fascinating, your species continues to confound prediction. She gestured to a small platform that rose from the floor beside her. Sit, since you have arrived by such unique circumstances we shall speak. Tristan gingerly seated himself on the platform, which adjusted to accommodate his human physiology. It was surprisingly comfortable, molding to support his spine in a way his bunk in the Earth quarters never did. So, Queen Lyridia said, studying him with those star-filled eyes, "Tell me something I would not know about humans." Tristan's mind went blank for a moment. What could he possibly tell an advanced alien monarch that her intelligence services wouldn't already know? He doubted she cared about the technical specifications of gravity stabilizers. "Well," he said finally, "we have this food called peanut butter that about 10% of our population is deathly allergic to, but the rest of us love it so much we keep it around anyway." Lyridia's head tilted further. "You maintain a substance that kills a significant portion of your population because it pleases your taste receptors. When you put it that way, it does sound a bit insane." "Not insane, merely unexpected." The pattern in her headdress shifted again. "This quality of unexpectedness permeates your species. It makes you difficult to categorize." A crystalline vessel floated toward them, bearing two cup-like containers filled with a luminescent liquid that shifted between gold and silver. "This is Surith," Queen Lyridia explained, taking one of the containers. "It is customary to share it with those who enter the sanctum, though few do so without extensive preparation." Tristan accepted the other container, studying the swirling liquid. "Is it safe for humans?" "Unknown, no human has drunk it before." "That's not reassuring." "The universe rarely offers reassurance," Tristan Hayes. There was that almost smile again, only opportunities. He took a tentative sip, prepared for anything from ambrosia to molecular disintegration. The taste was neither. It reminded him of lightning, if lightning had a taste, with subtle notes of what might be cinnamon if cinnamon were made of starlight. "It's incredible," he admitted, taking another sip.